Hello and welcome to GoldBoys Primetime Dinger Tuesday Special Edition. I'm Eli here with NicLarson, Jerry, the Ghostfish Paranormal Base. How we doing, boys? It's a Tuesday. We did confirm Jerry does have to poop, so we were a little worried about the vibes, but he does, so we're good. We're back.
Yeah, you had to bring it up, and now I have to use the bathroom.
We're gonna be fine. Nick, what's up, man?
Not much. How you doing?
Great. You need to tighten it up, man. That's all I need to know. You've
Absolutely.
been winning way too many bets on gambling Twitter, Nick. It's starting to really piss me off. So, um, I want to give everybody a couple minutes to join here. I was looking at the standings today. I wanted to ask you guys. Obviously, we got six playoff teams in both leagues, right? And you start looking at the standings, and we have a pretty good sample size. And there's gonna be very high expectation teams not make the playoffs. So I was wondering if you just gun to your head, run through and say, who's going to win each division, maybe who the three wild card teams are for each. I can I can start if you want, or we can go division by division. AL East. Any thoughts there? Who wins that outright?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. I think that's the easy play.
I mean, they
Baltimore's
still
sneaky.
have
Baltimore's sneaky, but yeah, I'm with you,
they still have pitching coming back that's going to help them.
Jerry.
I mean, come on. I mean, the team is like setting historic paces. It's like I just don't see how they just fall off a cliff. Not when they're this good in every aspect.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yankees are in last place in the AL East, 2 games behind, 2 games behind the Red Sox. That everybody was gonna say was gonna suck. That the Red Sox have been a fun team to watch. Honestly, as much as I hate the minute, I love Yoshida, who we're gonna talk about in a little bit. But yeah, I agree. I think this is like one of the only easy divisions to pick right now. It looks clear cut to me. Rays over under playoff teams from the AL East 2.5. You taking over? Taking under?
Mm, I mean,
You got Tampa Bay,
Braves,
obviously. Go ahead.
Yankees will get back on track. They'll make a run.
You think
You know,
Yankees as one of the three wild cards?
I think they'll sneak in the last wild card. Blue Jays, of course. You don't think the Yankees gonna get in the playoffs?
I don't think
No.
so. I don't think so. I really don't. I
I
really
mean, they
don't.
go on. The thing about the Yankees though is like they go on these ridiculous runs. They've been doing it for years, where
Yeah.
they're like mediocre, and then all of a sudden, the hailstorm comes down. The Yankee fans go nuts, and then all of a sudden they win 10 out of 11. It's
Yeah, and that's what you're hoping for as a Yankees fan. You're also hoping that they're getting 3+ rookies on any given night are in the starting lineup. So you're hoping they're all struggling a little bit right now. You're hoping this kind of pays off and down the stretch when you really need them, they start to come through. But I don't see it. It's a lot of streaky hitters. And that's why you see those runs. But usually that starting pitching has always kind of been there. And you got
What's
Garrett
up with
Cole.
Rodon? When is he back?
So his back doesn't hurt, but it doesn't feel right. There's tightness in his back or something. So
I mean, if he
it's
doesn't come back,
it's a problem. It's
yeah,
a
they're
huge problem. So
screwed.
you're looking at and we move off the AL East here in just a second. But you're going into the season as a Yankees fan with Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Luis Severino, Nestor Cortez, and Frankie Montas as your rotation. Nestor hasn't been good. Montas out for the year probably. Rodon, who knows? Severino is making a rehab start next week, and Nestor hasn't been good. So you got Garrett Cole out of those five actually coming through for you. So.
who was the pitcher that stole all that money from the Yankees? That every day he woke up, it's like, oh, my toenail hurts, and just never pitched. You know what I'm talking
There's
about? Years
several
ago,
probably.
he was on the IL for like 3 straight years, and he got a big contract.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'll think about it.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know if gun to my head, I wouldn't be surprised to see 3 teams come out of the AL East. I don't think one of to me those 3 are Tampa Bay, Toronto, and then either the Orioles or the Red Sox. To me, just what I've seen so far. But let's move on. AL Central. This one, I don't. To me, the 2 Central divisions are kind of like whatever. There's going to be one playoff team. I think whoever wins it. I think Twins look good to me. I think I'd have to go with Cleveland AL Central. What you guys? Jabba Chamberlain could be him. Could be him. Go ahead.
Minnesota. They have the. I mean, Minnesota has one of the best pitching rotations in
That's
baseball,
true.
I think.
That's true.
And they got Polanco back now. I think they're going to be good.
I mean, Do you think that the Guardians peaked last year? They had a lot of
Maybe.
overachievers on that team.
Bieber's not the same either. He's
No,
not.
he's not. He's not. And the pitching I think is what you worry about for sure. But when I look at that lineup, it just screams a lineup that should really fit the new rule set. You know, it's their problem last year was they were all contact bats really, and there wasn't a whole lot of pop in there. Well, you know, that's kind of what you can do that this year. So they're 16 and 19. They're 3 games back of the Twins. I worry a lot more about the Twins' health. I love watching Byron Buxton. I think he's one of the best players in baseball when he's healthy, but he hasn't been able to stay there. He's been okay since, but you know they've got a lot of guys in that lineup where you know you start to lose a Buxton and or a Polanco or you know even a Gallo right now. That you know I think they're going to struggle to score runs. But yeah, I think to me it's Cleveland. If it's not Cleveland, it's the Twins. And you know. Either one's not a bad pick. The Twins are at a plus 26 run differential, which is kind of wild right now. But we should note Tampa Bay is plus 118, and the Twins are the only team in the Central Division with a plus run differential. AL West, another interesting one here. This is actually a really interesting one to me because you've got the Angels who are looking good. Mike Trout's healthy. They're pitching a little bit. Their bats are coming on. You've got the Mariners at 17 and 18, who should be a lot better than how they're playing right now. I think. You've got this Texas Rangers team who just hits the hell out of the ball every single night. What do you guys think about this one?
This is the one that I just can't. I have no clue.
Yeah.
Pick one. I don't know. This is the hardest one for me. I don't know.
I'm with you.
I mean, the Rangers are 21 and 13, and their bullpen kind of fell off a cliff, and they're still surviving. So it's like they were getting a lot of praise for their bullpen back in late April. Everybody's like, holy shit, this might be a top 5 bullpen in the league. And then you talk about their starting rotation, which is excellent. And DeGrom is not even healthy,
Yeah.
So
Eovaldi's been a huge add for them this year,
and he's looked good too. It's your boy Nick, I know.
Yeah,
he's looked good. He looked way better this year than he did all year last year in Boston. I feel like.
I think he was hurt. I think he was hurt last year.
Yeah. And then
they don't even have Seager right now.
Right.
I'm picking the Rangers. Gun to my head. Listen, I know the Angels have one of the the best baseball player potentially to ever play baseball, and a guy not far behind him there. But you look at this Rangers offense, and I think there's 8 guys with an OPS plus over 100 right now, which is wild. I think it's only second only Tampa Bay. When you've got the Jonah Himes and Ezekiel Duran and all these guys who are either this is their first year or nobody's ever heard of them until this year, and they're just crushing the ball, and we're making a lot of money off them too. So I like the Rangers. Over under on this one. So let's real quick. 3 wildcard teams in the American League. Gun to your head, who do you think they are? To me, what I wrote down earlier, I like the Orioles, I like the Angels, I like the Blue Jays, which would mean the Yankees are out. That would mean the Mariners are out. That would mean either the Twins or the Guardians are out. That would also mean the Red Sox are out. Who would be your 3 wildcard teams in the?
I do not like Baltimore as much as you do.
Me neither.
That starting rotation is not going to keep that up for the whole season.
Yeah, that's the concern. They're 22-13 right now. With the plus 26 run differential, they've got a lot of bats. Their offense is going. I like the kids they have. Mountcastle crushes the ball. Oh my God, what's the catcher's name?
Adley Rutschman.
Thank you. I like him a lot. And I think that's a team that as the season goes on, those guys get even more reps. I think that offense is just going to get better. It's just going to come down to can they pitch. But yeah, that's the one. That's the one I feel the least great about. I think the Angels and Blue Jays are in the playoffs somehow. Who would you put in there? Who would you be? We got to get to the NL too, and we got some dingers to talk about.
I mean, if I have Minnesota, Tampa Bay, and somebody winning the West, I guess.
You had Rangers West, right?
I don't even know. Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I think Cleveland will find a way in.
Okay, so you'd have 2 teams from the AL Central.
And then I don't know, maybe Toronto and Houston.
Houston, team that has fell off a cliff. What about you, Jerry? you want to pass, it's
I
all
would
right. I'll
switch
allow it.
Houston with the Angels.
Yeah.
I
But you like Cleveland too?
Cleveland, and Toronto.
All right. I don't hate it either. Obviously, very, very early. We're not really talking about futures or anything. We're just kind of talking baseball a little bit, giving everybody a few minutes to jump in. Keep it up on chat. Young, yes, Josh Young is a guy I forgot to mention. Josh Young, Jonah Heim, Adolis Garcia, I think is crazy. Haney sucks. He's pitching tonight. Yeah, he had a run last year, but he sucked with the Yankees, and he sucks again this year. So Bruce Bochy doesn't make a lot of mistakes with pitching subs. Yeah. Why was dude roasting Jerry on Twitter for no reason, saying his plays are donation? Listen, a lot of people just loved. That was Prospector Sam. Oh, he was trolling then.
Ignore Prospector Sam.
Yeah, he was trolling. They're okay. Anyway, move on. NL East, let's try to move a little bit quicker here. Honestly, I care less about the National League. I don't know why. NL East, you got to pick the Braves right now. I think to win that division. I know, Jerry, that hurts your heart a little bit, but that's a stacked division of with four teams that are really underperforming. Real quick, I mean, you got the Mets, the Marlins, the Phillies, the Nationals, or whatever. Sorry, three teams. Mets, Marlins, Phillies, all under 500 right now, all with really playoff and World Series expectations coming this season. But
I got a quick one for Jerry here. Jerry, Braves have a 7-game lead right now. But you have Fried, who's out now, Kyle Wright, who's out now. They're going to have two young guys besides Strider that they have not pitched that well so far. Is there any value on taking somebody else right now?
Yeah.
So this is the weird thing about the NL East. It's been a trend for last 4 years. Ever since the Nationals won it all, the Nationals started off terrible that year that they won it all. A similar record to the Mets have now at this stage. The Braves, when they won it all, almost similar record at this stage of the season. And even last season, the Phillies started off awful.
Phillies looked really bad until August?
Yeah. It's been a thing with the NL East. It's just like these teams, they start out awful, and here comes an NL East team, and they go to the World Series. So it's like, it's one of those things where it shouldn't matter, but it's like, maybe it does. Maybe it's something. It's purely superstition because obviously you can't. Who gives a shit about what a team did last year or another team? Every team's different, but it's just a weird thing with the NL East where these teams start out poor, these teams are underperforming, and the Mets usually overperform to start out the season and then fall off a cliff later on. So maybe we're seeing a little reverse trend over here where the Mets actually finish strong, but until this is like I say this with all my teams because all my teams suck. Until they show me something, to talk football, the Dolphins, they every year there's high expectations. They get these new guys, and it's like until they show me something, this is a second place team. So until the Mets show me something, I'm not gonna take them to win a division.
Yeah, I get it. I was gonna say something like that though, Nick. That I think the Mets still offensively have the most dangerous lineup in the NL East. So Braves are obviously very, very good. They win a lot of games. But no, I don't know what the odds are on the Mets to win the NL East, but there's probably some value in it, is what I'll say. Supreme, we're almost to the dingers, buddy. I promise. And I'm waiting on a text or a phone call from Mr. JD, who is going to. Oh wait, I actually have it, but I got to get to my computer and stuff. We're going to talk a lot of homers here. Just a second. Let us wrap this up. We'll have some parlays and stuff too. NL Central, I have no idea what to think. I look at it. I think the best team is the Brewers. The Pirates are playing out of their minds. The Cubs look okay, but they're still under 500. I think you have to probably go with the Brewers just because no, you don't think so? Then Pirates? Who you picking?
I don't know because Brewers are in a really tough spot because there's no chance that Corbin Burns re-signs. So do you think you're going to win it this year, or do you try to sell him at the deadline when you can actually get something for him? Same thing with Willy Adames. He's had a really hot bat of late, home run wise. Does you think you can re-sign him? Otherwise, you're going to have to move him. So I don't think you have the team right now to make a playoff run. So they're going to be in an interesting spot come the trade deadline.
The division helps them a lot, right? Because like I said, the Cubs look okay. Pirates, I don't think are winning at a sustainable rate, and at that point, it's the Reds and the Cardinals who are almost playing their way out of it in May, which is crazy. But yeah, so somebody's got to win the division though, right? If the All-Star break, if they're a game back, I don't think they're selling, right?
Right, that's the thing. They have Burns, Peralta, and Woodruff when he comes back. So I mean, they have 3 top-end starters. So that's more than a lot of those teams in that division can say, especially the Cardinals.
Isn't it weird that the Cubs have a plus 44 run differential and they're under
wild.
500?
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. I wrote that down to talk about that. That is wild. The only thing they're losing close games, and when they win by a ton, I guess.
Blow them out.
That does not add up. So I don't know. Do the Cubs figure it out? Maybe that they're still within 3.5. Yeah, but I mean somebody's got to win the division. What's that?
I don't think they're ready yet.
No, I think they're a year or two away.
They're a year away.
Truly, I know that's kind of been the Cubs' mantra, but yeah, it's either the Pirates or the Brewers. I have no idea. I'll be honest. Real quick, NL West. I think you're crazy to bet against the Dodgers, even though the Arizona Diamondbacks are a half game back, 20-15, which is just. I mean, that's just crazy, man. Corbin Carroll, your boy Christian Walker, they've been doing some really good stuff. Zach Gallen might win the Cy Young.
Hot take. Dodgers don't make the playoffs.
Okay. Why?
Padres win the division.
All right. I can see it.
I don't trust the Dodgers rotation. I think somebody in there. I think somebody like Kershaw gets hurt.
Yeah,
they have some young starters. Julio hasn't been pitching. He pitched all right last game, but before that, he hasn't been consistent. So I don't know. I just don't think they have the same team that they've had the past few years.
I mean, I could see it. I need to see more out of somebody else in the division. To me, you know what I mean? Like Padres should be good.
I think the Padres will get rolling here in a little bit.
They should. They should have last year too, though. So I don't know. Any final thoughts? I know everybody's waiting for some home run and some strikeout ladders. So we jump into the first game. I gotta pull the games up if I'm being completely honest. I think the first game is Tigers Guardians. We got Lorenzen, who stinks, and Bieber, who's been okay. Real quick, no real weather concerns anywhere from the games I saw. There was one game, I think the Angels is blowing out a little bit, but weather really shouldn't have any impact. It's like 50s, 60s, 70s across the board. But you guys got any looks in Tigers Guardians?
I'm not a big fan of this game at all because you could get elite Bieber today that locks it down, and then on the other side you have the Guardians offense just haven't been doing much. So it could be like one of those like 2-1 games.
Yeah, if just because I feel like have to give at least one homer look. I'm staying completely away from this game. I think you're crazy to bet on it just for the exact reason you said. Andy Ibanez, kind of a sneaky look. I don't even know what his odds are, but he's been hitting the ball pretty hard.
Back-to-back games.
Back-to-back games. I don't hate it. We talked about it last week. We've been seeing. I feel like we've been seeing that more this year than ever for whatever reason. So, why not? But no, don't bet on any home runs in this game unless you have a really good spot. Nick, you got anything?
I got nothing for this one.
All right. Rockies Pirates. Ortiz making his first start, I think, for Pittsburgh. Be interested to see what you got anything on him, Nick?
I almost took his under because I woke up early this morning. He was at 6.5 on DraftKings, which is kind of crazy
wild.
Number. Yeah, I mean, his strikeouts in the minors haven't been that high at all. I don't think he's had a strikeout an inning in the minors. So it got adjusted real quick though, and I think it moved down to like, what is it, 4.5 or 5.5 now. But I'm staying away from him. He's pitched. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary in the minors, so I'm just going to stay away from him.
Okay. Seabold going for the Rockies. The only thing that I didn't bet anything on this game either. I think the only thing you can maybe look at is Sawinski, just because I don't know. I like watching the Pirates, and I think if you have to pick one guy, he's the guy. Jerry, anything on this one?
So maybe my favorite home run bet of the day is going to be a guy who hasn't hit a home run in a pretty long time, but has a lot of power.
Okay.
Is he a former Met?
No, he's not a former Met. But I think we're about to enter a Brian Reynolds power surge. I know he's on an 0-for-9 streak right now, but he was coming off an 11-game hit streak. But last game, he did something different. He had a little launch it, like he was trying to hit it out. He hit some deep shots, couple deep shots last game. I think we're about to enter back into, I would say, I'm not going to say it's not for the first time this year because we had a nice little power surge to start the season. I think we're going back into a Brian Reynolds power surge. So I even sprinkled on 2 home runs. I know it's crazy, but it was plus 5,500 this morning. I think it dropped down to plus 4,600. I would not be shocked if this guy just unloads today and hits 2 home runs. He hits more power against righties. Seabold, his name is just ridiculous.
I agree.
It sounds like somebody in the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, this guy is a straight up horse of a pitcher, you know. And not
Did
in
you
a
guys
good
see?
way.
Go ahead.
But yeah, I think Brian Reynolds. The last time I had this feeling was Christian Walker, and what happened? He had like 5 home runs after
Yeah.
that last episode.
Yeah.
So I think we're really about to enter a Brian Reynolds power surge. I mean, all his numbers are up across the board. This is supposed to be an MVP season for him. The way he started off the season, still playing really well. His ISO is up. Everything is across the board up for him. He just hasn't been hitting it out, and I think now is the time where he's gonna lift that launch angle a little bit. Looked like it last game.
Yeah, he's been hitting the ball really hard. I like that look. Ke'Bryan Hayes, I didn't really dig into it because I kind of just like brushed it off. Ke'Bryan Hayes kind of started to jump out in my numbers this morning. I don't really know why. He's only hit 1 this year. Don't bet it, but I don't know. I just feel like I should mention that. Brian Reynolds.
That means bet it, Jerry.
Yeah, probably.
Put the mortgage on.
Sawinski, Reynolds, whoever you want. Connor Seabold stinks. Basically, I think is the moral of the story. What we got next? Baltimore, Tampa Bay. You guys got anything here? I have a home run play, and I have I just have a bases play, I think. But you guys got anything?
I'm gonna be mad if Grayson Rodriguez strikes out like 9 tonight, but I can't touch him against the Rays right now. His control is just crazy. He can't throw a strike.
Yeah, that's a problem because I love Wander Franco. If he can throw strikes, but that's the problem. Wander Franco has such good plate discipline. He could walk twice or 2 or 3 times in this game, but Wander loves the fastball. This kid throws a good fastball, 96 miles an hour. He's getting a lot of whiffs, but Wander is the guy he loves the fastball. It's like I was torn between him and a Rosarena. Rosarena actually has a 10% hard hit rate compared to Wander, who only has a 6%. But I have to go with the matchup here. Grayson's a fastball changeup guy. Doesn't really throw much of. He throws a little bit of a slider, not much else. So I just got to take the guy that loves the fastball, and that's Wander Franco. His swing is so beautiful, man. I want him to pimp every single home run. It's just such a magical swing every time he comes to the plate. So hopefully he pimps one tonight. I just love the matchup. If Grayson can throw strikes.
I don't hate that look either. And I mean, honestly, it's getting to the point where you just almost have to bet at least 1 or 2 guys on that Tampa lineup if you're trying to be serious about home runs. Yeah, I agree with everything you said there. Real quick, I did just hear from JD. Got a text. We do have a JD home run lotto. We're gonna get to a little bit later. It's breaking, I think, only on this show, maybe in Discord. I don't know, but just throwing that out there. I'm gonna hang out for a bit. What game's next? I got distracted. I was doing stuff. We got your Mets next, right? Max Scherzer gets scratched. Peterson goes. Kind of stinks, I think, right? And then Luke Weaver, who also stinks for the Reds. So it's kind of turned into a game where, you know, if you want to take a couple of Mets, you can, which I actually am on a Met to, you know, hey, maybe this is a good Dinger Tuesday look. Maybe you get your 25 in free bets back because, you know, neither one of these guys are that good. What do you guys got?
Jerry, talk me out of not taking Peterson strikeouts.
I mean,
it's
the Reds.
That's what I'm saying. It's over 5.5 is like plus 135 or something. He's cleared that every start, I think.
But he's just. I mean, maybe
he's not a fun watch. That's for sure because it's gonna be sweaty. But
the only thing you worry about with him, I mean, if he goes 5 or 6 innings, he's gonna get it. But he can get fucking shelled, dude. Like, this isn't a lineup that's probably gonna do that to him. So I think that's a good look, just because he's probably gonna last 5 or 6 innings against his lineup. But he can really, really get knocked around. I'm not a Peterson guy. I was to start the season. I was very optimistic on this guy. He looked good in spring. But
I mean, that Reds lineup is awful.
yeah, it's one of those like pick your poison kind of things. But
Peterson also has a 7.34 ERA.
7.34 ERA, 38 hits in 30 innings pitched.
But he's
10
had
walks. Ugh.
I mean, his last 4 starts were 6-6, 8-6 strikeouts.
For the runs. He's like, I don't give a shit.
No, I don't care. As long as you get the strikeouts, you can give up 10 runs. I don't care.
That's true. And I don't know. Feels like you got to have these 3 games if you're the Mets, is what I'll say. Coming off an off day, I think. Mets didn't play yesterday, right? Did they?
No.
No, they were off yesterday. So coming off an off day, that bullpen's going to be rested. The only concern I would have is, does he just have a really short leash? Like I said, if you're the Mets, you got to have all 3 of these games. You have to. But my home run pick, I lost all my stats on it, but I'm on Brett Beatty tonight. Luke Weaver, like we said, stinks. He's given up 2.8 home runs per 9 innings. That's almost a home run every 3 innings. So fast math, Eli math. Let's go. Brett Beatty's. It's been a minute since he's hit one out. Right, it's been a few days at least. But that exit velo's been trending up again. Launch angle's been looking good. It's been in the right spot. I like Weaver to hang something, and he's gonna crush it. That's all I really got. What do you think of Mr. Mets guy?
I had Beatty too. I had both young guys. I had Beatty and Alvarez. Luke Weaver is another guy like Grayson Rodriguez, except Luke Weaver is even more one-dimensional because he pretty much only throws a fastball changeup. These guys are going to come up to the plate. They're not going to have to think. All they have to think about is sit back and, what are you waiting for? Like a 93, 94 mile an hour fastball. He's not going to really blow it by you too bad. For these young guys, that's huge. When you have to go against a starter that has 5 different pitches in his repertoire, it's a lot different in the minor leagues. These guys can kind of sit back. Luke Weaver, I don't know how the hell he did it. The last start, he didn't give up a home run to the Padres. He lasted 4 innings, got shelled for 9 hits, 10 fly balls, something like that. Somehow kept it in the park. That's not going to happen this game. I don't care how bad the Mets are hitting right now. One of these guys is going to hit it out. I'm thinking multiple guys are going to hit it out. This could be the cure for the Mets offense. A nice old Weaver, you know what I mean? So Brett Beatty was on my list. Francisco Alvarez, obviously, he has just tremendous amount of raw power, and he's batting last in the lineup for a reason because he's in his own head. He's having a hard time adjusting to the major leagues. I mean, obviously these starters are just a different breed with all these pitching repertoires, and it's tough for them. But like I said, I think that these guys can just sit back and not think about it.
You can same game parlay Peterson 5 strikeouts and Mets plus 2.5 for minus 125.
That's not terrible. How many strikeouts? 5.
5.
And he hasn't missed that this year, right?
No, he hasn't missed that this year.
Yeah, that's not a
So
bad
you think the Mets can stay with the plus 2.5? I like it.
If the Mets lose by 3 or more runs, Cincinnati Reds.
Season is over.
Spencer
Steer might be with the look too. Spencer Steer might be. But yeah, I'm with you. Anything else? Okay, we'll keep moving on. I'm about out of my notes, which is not a good sign. Then we got the Toronto, Philly next. Alek Manoah, who we dug into the numbers a little bit last week, been struggling, been looking a little better, but still been struggling. Aaron Nola, it's not a good home run betting game. I'm doing it anyway. I tweeted out earlier I'm going to take a guy that's immediately going to probably make Jerry take George Springer, so we'll get to that in a second. A little over 1 home run per 9 innings from both of these guys. Yeah, you guys got anything?
George Springer's out, by the way, so I don't have to do that to myself.
Shucks. Okay, well, I'm taking Vladdy for home run. Let me see. I got the odds at better than I expected them to be this morning. I think I got him on plus 425 on DraftKings. He was plus 300 at one point. I think he dropped into the plus 200s on FanDuel. And to me, that is way too big of a discrepancy to care about the Dinger Tuesday promo. If you like Vladdy to hit a home run, who cares about the free bets? Take the 425 on DraftKings. I don't know if it's still there, but you can download the Pickett Sports app and check that for free. Get the best line off of any book. Use code GoldBoys. But I like Vladdy to hit a home run tonight. I also am on JT Real Muto's 2 total bases, which I got at like plus 135. Also on DraftKings, again using the Pickett Sports app to find those. You guys got any thoughts on those? Peter, wait, yeah, they just both been hitting the ball really well. But by my metrics, Vladdy was on the top of the list for a home run today, just based on his exit velocity and the righty lefty matchup and launch angles and all of that. So we talked a little bit about riding the hot bats. Obviously, Nola's not that great of a matchup. I still like Vladdy tonight.
I just can't touch Manoah for strikeouts at all until I see.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been an absolute mess this year, so I'm staying away from this. Like you said, it's tough matchup for not big home run allowing pitchers that are going in this game.
Somebody said Brandon Belt in the chat. Yeah, I don't hate that, especially lefty against Nola. It's probably a little bit better way to attack it. I really like the numbers Vladdy's been putting up, but Belt's not a bad bet. I would say once you start getting deeper into the orders in this game, I would probably start to move away just because of what we've been saying. This isn't. I don't think this is a game where many people after the 4 or 5 hitters are hitting one out. Any thoughts, Jerry?
I mean, you want to go one of the lefties versus Manoah, right? You want to go either Bryce or Schwarber. It's kind of one of those pick your poison kind of things.
I looked at Harper really hard.
Yeah, it's Manoah's that has one those splits, so he gives up a lot more home runs to lefties. Last season, anyway. This season's kind of even, kind of close, but I am torn because I don't want to take both. I want to take either one or the other. I would prefer Schwarber, but I hate the odds. So it's like one of those things where like, do I want to take a plus 240?
Let me find this real quick.
I think I can get him for plus 300 on Bet Rivers.
Who, Schwarber?
Yeah.
That's not bad. What was Harper?
Harper's like plus 320 across the board, I think.
Okay. So I looked at Harper's total bases really hard, and I don't remember. I think I just ended up liking other stuff better. But I think he's seen a right-handed pitcher like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times this season, has 3 extra base hits against him. So he's only got the 1 home run a couple days ago. So I don't know, if you absolutely have to play a home run, maybe it's Schwarber. If you want some plus money odds, I think Bryce Harper was still like plus 125 or something for 2 total bases, which to me, if you're looking at plus 125 for 2 bases or plus 300 for a home run, I lean bases. But yeah, I don't think we need to spend a whole lot more time on this game. But I'm on Vladdy home run. I'm on Real Muto bases. Belt's not a bad look, and then Schwarber or Harper either way, also not a bad look. Any final thoughts on this one?
I'll parlay Vladdy and Schwarber. It's
all right. I'm in. Next game. Oh, we might spend a little bit of time on this one because this next one is the Dinger Tuesday dream. You have 2 bad right-handed pitchers on the mound in Yankee Stadium, and then 2 lineups with several lefties who can hit the ball out.
Clark Schmidt.
What's that?
Clark Schmidt, you mean?
We did talk about Clark Schmidt last week and how he cannot get lefties out. Ruchinski, whatever this guy from Oakland, and he really just can't get anybody out. So you've got 2 bad pitchers, especially for lefties. And you've got a short porch, and I think the wind might be blowing like 2 miles per hour in or something in New York. So I actually have I have a total bases play here. I have 2 home run plays, but I'll turn it over to you guys first, unless you want me to go.
I'd love to hear your insight on this.
Me? Okay. So we talked about it. Clark Schmidt stinks against lefties. He's on that cutter. I'm not going to go too big into it again. So how I'm attacking that is I'm going to take Ryan Noda for a home run. Numbers have been ticking up a little bit for him there. We don't need to talk about the short porch. We don't need to talk about Clark Schmidt anymore. And then I also like J.J. Bleday. So actually, I got him plus money for a hit this morning on DraftKings. He's like plus 105. So I put a half unit on that, and I also took 2 bases for a quarter unit at plus 180. And against right-handed pitching, he's just been hitting that. Again, I don't have it all in front of me. I did earlier today, but the hit rate has been up for him, especially against right-handed pitching. And again, he's got a bad one tonight. On the Yankees side, I am all over Trevor Bauers to hit a home run. So he is plus 560. That best number is on FanDuel. So that usually would have been like a to win 1 unit for me. So like for $100 a unit, that would have been like an $18 bet. To me, that is worth going ahead and just bumping that up to 25. So you get the free bets, because I think you could really easily get your full $25 bet back in this game and the free bets on FanDuel. I think this is a really good use of the Dinger Tuesday. I also don't mind Oswaldo Cabrera. Anthony Rizzo it makes sense, but his odds were terrible on FanDuel and okay everywhere else, so it just didn't make sense to me, especially because I almost like Trevor Bauers more than him for home run. And Trevor Bauers is a guy, kind of a career. I thought he was like this youngster kid. He's like 28 or something like that, but kind of a career minor leaguer, and for whatever reason is starting to hit the ball really hard. I had 9 home runs when they called him up a couple weeks ago in AAA. He's made contact with 4 baseballs against the right-handed pitcher, and the lowest exit velocity was 97 miles per hour, I think. And there was 1 line drive, and the rest were all fly balls that were very optimal home run launch angle. So to recap, because I just talked for like 20 minutes straight, I feel like I'm on Trevor Bauers home run plus 560 FanDuel. I'm on JJ Bleday.
Who are you on?
For a hit. JJ Bleday for a hit plus 105 DraftKings. JJ Bleday. I'm
talking about
the toilet butt washer.
About Trevor Bauer that you keep talking about.
Jake Rake Bowers. Thank you.
I was gonna let that go. I
I
looked at Nick.
I do.
He said it about 15
Jake Bowers.
times.
Thank you. Yeah. Jake Bowers.
If Trevor Bauer hits a home run tonight, Jerry, what are you gonna do?
I'll cut my nipples off on the next stream.
My bad. And dude, I've messed that up a couple times, just like Googling him, and I can't believe I did it again. Anyway, Jake Bowers, plus 560, FanDuel. I'm also on Noda. I lost the odds. They're crazy, like plus 800 or plus 870. Also, best number on FanDuel. I'm also on JJ Bleday. I thought you were making like a bidet toilet joke.
No.
I'm on to him to get a hit. Plus 105 on DraftKings for a half unit and a quarter unit on his bases, like plus 180 also on FanDuel. Use the Piggott Sports app to find all of those. Download, use code GoldBoys. What do you guys think about this game? I'm going to shut up for a minute.
I can't touch either of these pitchers, so I'll give it over to Jerry.
I'm going to take a long shot in this game because it's Yankee Stadium. They play in a little league tiny ballpark where I can probably bunt a home run. I know you hate to hear that. You always try to justify it by showing me, what a dong. Look, this would have been a home run.
Left fields in baseball. Go ahead.
It's a little league. It's a little sandbox, man. I'm telling you right now. And a guy like Jace Peterson, who had showed a little bit of pop last year, just a little bit. Just enough. He can definitely hit one out in the stadium, you know. He is plus 1,000. So this is the kind of game you want to take when you got real shitty starting pitching. This is the game you want to really take a shot at a real long shot. A guy that has a little bit of power. This guy has 1 home run, but he's not Ray Ordonez. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so
I posted in my Discord this morning, like if you put $100 on every single lefty on both starting lineups, you probably come out way ahead.
Yeah, especially with the odds, like guys like Jace Peterson, you know what I mean? Like plus 1,000 is pretty ridiculous. Even though he's probably only going to hit maybe 5 to 10 home runs all season.
Yeah.
But this is the kind of game to target for him, so I'm going to take a shot at him at plus 1,000. I mean, the odds are great.
Yeah, Noda's up there too. I'm on Ryan Noda for plus 870. Tony Kemp, I don't know if he's starting, but he's plus 870. JJ Bleday was up there. And I'm telling you, there's going to be several left-handed hitters on both teams that I think hit one out tonight. Just to clarify, do you mean Jake Bowers? Yes, Skolnick. I do mean Jake Bowers. What about Brett Rooker though? Plus
Steroids.
He's plus 575. Who am I thinking of? Maybe. Wait,
he's what?
No, he's not. He's like plus 200.
Yeah,
he's like plus 200.
No
yeah,
shot.
I was like, you're talking about a different. Like, we're just all messed up with the names. If you have plus 575 for Brent Rooker, take it. But I don't think you do. As a bystander, like either Rooker or Bleday today. Yeah, I like Rooker too. Bet three. Listen, I don't care what the odds are on Bet 365.
Is it really on Bet 365 plus 500?
I guess. Jerry is running Kyle and Vlad Homer. Yes, I think so.
Yes.
He is. Okay. Anything else? Pick a lefty. All the lefties. Whatever. I'm on. I'm on several.
Aaron Judge first game back plus 200.
It was plus 190 earlier. It came up a little bit. I should say, like, is Aaron Judge gonna hit a home run tonight? Maybe. You can't touch it at plus 190. You can't touch it. If it's plus 300, I'd start to think about it. But
did he even get any rehab assignment? He just jumping into the starting lineup.
He's just back. He's also a guy that really doesn't take a whole lot of batting practice. Like most of his batting practice is in the cage underneath the stadium, like the high velocity 110-mile-an-hour fastball. So, it's also the A's, and they're literally trying to lose games, and they give up more runs than any team. Like I think it's they have the largest negative run differential through this point in the season, literally since that started to be tracked in 1901. That's how bad this Oakland A's team is. But anyway, Red Sox Braves. I do have a total bases play here. You guys got anything?
Yeah, I got one that probably goes with your total bases.
All right.
So
you go. No, you go.
Yoshida not to strike out is plus 115. He has an 8.5% K rate. He's facing a right-handed pitcher. I don't think Morton's going to overpower him, and he can hit off speed fine. So I feel like that should be like minus 150 comparable to other guys in that range, but I don't know why they keep putting him at plus money to not strike out, and he hasn't struck out in a while.
Yeah, we were talking about this. We looked. It's been over a week since the dude has struck out, and if you watch him play, like he's just a pure hitter. Like I don't know. He does everything right. Like I was on his bases like Friday or something. So obviously I'm looking for hits, and he's got a runner on second, and he's got a gap on the right side of the infield, and he just kind of slops one over there. He's like, no, I'm gonna do my like. He's just a really good pure hitter. And
just
I have no idea why we're getting plus money.
Odds comparison, like Arias is 6% strikeout rate. He's minus 240 to not strike out tonight. Jose Ramirez is in the same range as Yoshida, and he's minus 150. So I don't know what the plus 115 is for.
Books are disrespecting this guy across the board for the strikeout there. I'm also on his two bases. So I got him this morning for plus 125 on DraftKings. And you pull up his props.cash, and you pull him up on my website, you pull up whatever. It's all green. Like going back to middle of April, he's had 2 games where he doesn't have 2 total bases. Like Masadaki Yoshida 2 bases has been literally printing money for almost 3 weeks now, and we're still getting plus 125. I don't care who's pitching on the other side. I don't care. I only kind of care if he's starting, to be honest. Like it's just that's a joke. Don't bet him if he's not starting. But yeah, you have to do it until he starts to slow down, or I think by the All-Star break we're starting to see like minus 110, minus 115 for 2 bases. That strikeout look is a really good look. It's been like a week and a half since he struck out. Jay got on this game.
I'm going to backtrack a little bit because now you guys reminded me of hits. And I also took Jeff McNeil to get 2 hits with the protection that he's in the third spot. It is a fantastic spot for him. He's plus 135. Went down. I took him for 2 hits last game. It was actually plus 180. They didn't adjust for him being in the third spot, getting the protection of Pete Alonso in the lineup. He's going to go on a tear. As long as he's batting third, he is going to be, especially in the right pitching matchup like Luke Weaver tonight, plus 135. He's not trying to hit home runs. He's not trying to do anything else but literally slap the ball and just get base hits. So
yeah,
just wanted to backtrack there a little bit for that.
That's a really good look. And you want to talk about a pure hitter? He's right there with him.
He's another no strikeout target for me every night.
Yeah, that dude can hit too. And yeah, I didn't really. Who are they leading off now?
Nimmo.
Oh, duh. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Marte got bumped down in the lineup, and Lindor's batting second. McNeil dirt. It's just they're trying to really fix things around. But for this game, I'm probably just gonna stick to Devers and call it a day. I mean, Charlie Morton, what did he hit the Fountain of Youth or something like that? I mean, he's not giving up home runs this season the way he was. You know, he's 39 years old. I find it hard to believe that there's not a little bit of luck involved.
I didn't realize
he is getting
that
hit.
old.
He's just keeping it in the ballpark. Devers is the guy that's this. Morton's not going to overpower Devers by any means. I think Devers launches a 464-foot home run tonight.
So by asking about Alex Verdugo, I talked about him before. That's potentially one of the worst human beings in baseball. Don't think he should be in baseball, so I can't bet him because I can't. I bet on once this year, and I was rooting for my money to lose, so I can't do it. We don't need to talk about why. Trying to make a 3-legger for the Mets game. I like Alonso and Beatty, but trying to figure out a red to put in there, India or Stevenson. If you're looking at home runs, obviously you're making a pretty big lotto ticket there. I would lean India. Personally, if you're looking for somebody on the Reds to go yard, I don't know. You guys, any thoughts on that one? India's been looking good. India's been looking like that rookie of the year again.
I have this weird, beyond weird feel. I wasn't even gonna mention it. That's how stupid it is. That Stuart Fairchild's gonna hit a home run. I don't know why.
I'm in. This is the shit you hit. So I'm in.
I don't know why it's bothering me all freaking day. I'm like, Stuart Fairchild's gonna hit a freaking bomb against the Mets tonight. I don't know what it is, but obviously Stevenson just hit his first home run in the season, which has been a disappointment so far this year because the kid's got a lot of pop. You know, he does have a lot of potential at home runs. And he finally broke his sherry, so he could be entering a little bit of a power surge himself after he got that first one off his back. But yeah, for some stupid reason, I think Stuart Fairchild's gonna hit a home run.
Kanye West lover, making me delete messages in chat. I'm doing enough, okay? I got enough going on. Kanye West lover 365. Don't make me do that. I gotta catch up on YouTube chat. That's where I was gonna go. So I said I definitely took Judge. Hey, do your thing, live your life. It's not a bad bet. Vladimir Dinger, yes, I am on Vladdy Dinger. I don't. Yeah, and Jerry is too. If Nick bet home runs, he'd probably be on Vladdy Dinger tonight too, but he doesn't. So
maybe.
Next game is what Rowdy Tellez home run. I did look at that. Teoscar Hernandez has been heating up. That's not a bad look. Yoshi. Apparently he doesn't like being called Yoshi. I was calling him Yoshi. Apparently that's not his thing. He prefers, Yoshida or like his name. So I've been trying not to do that. Verdugo.
Yoshi's a freaking character from Mario. I wouldn't want to be called that either. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Cardinals, Cubs. Cardinals, we talked about them. I don't know what the hell's going on in St. Louis, but they're not playing baseball very well. Just put their huge money catcher, said you can't catch anymore. You can just hit. Cubs started off really hot. They've got a couple of bats that at the beginning of the year were locks almost for I don't even that word's not in my vocabulary for bases at least, and Patrick Wisdom, the other guy Bellinger, all those guys, they really haven't been hitting much either. But you guys got anything in this game? I didn't touch it.
Nothing.
Jerry, full pass.
You almost want to bet against Jameson Taillon, but
Taillon. Show some respect.
He former Yankee scumbag. Just want to throw that out there. He's getting hit hard, but he's not giving up home runs. It's like one of those things where something's got to give.
That's the story of his career. He gives up a lot of hard hits for whatever reason. He keeps it in the park. He'll give you 5 innings, 3 earned runs, a lot. But yeah,
I think I'd rather get my nipples pierced than bet on a Cardinal hitter right now.
Yeah, if you gun to your head, Goldschmidt is really the only guy, but the only reason his numbers look good is because he hit 3 in one game a few days ago and hasn't done a whole lot else outside of that one. So I don't think you touch this game. Dodgers Brewers, Syndergaard Lauer. A couple of I would say average pitching matchups, I guess. I did not bet on this game. Mookie stood out to me a little bit. I don't think his odds were very good at all. I don't know. You guys got anything on this one?
Do I talk real degenerate and say what I put in? I have in already, which is kind of disgusting. Which it's probably most likely almost never gonna hit, but I'm gonna bet. I bet it anyway, and I bet Brian Reynolds and Mookie Betts for 2 home runs each, parlayed for plus ridiculous amount of hundreds of thousands.
That's not crazy. Since we're on the subject, I forgot I did this. This was actually somebody in my Discord threw this out based on people that I was talking about that I thought were good looks for home runs tonight, but that I wasn't betting on, except for one of these, I guess. So I had a $10 free bet, and I did this. Anthony Rizzo, Oswaldo Cabrera, JJ Bleday, Ryan Noda, all for home run. Obviously, this is a lotto ticket. But you start to look at that and you think about it being a $10 free bet to win 10 grand. And we talked about the lefties thing just about, we're backtracking pretty hard. I completely forgot about this. And it's not that, I don't feel like it's $10 to win $10,000 crazy. I mean, it's crazy, but All right. No thoughts. No thoughts from the gallery. So we'll just
I
go back.
mean, this does for $10. I mean, I didn't want to say some of the things I've spent $10 on in my past, but that's definitely a lot better of an investment.
Astros, Angels. If I gotta double check here. I think this might have been the only game where the wind was potentially a factor. That's blowing out a little bit, but it's not a great pitching matchup at all. I think the Angels, you potentially look at Otani, but as we've talked about, he doesn't really hit as well when he's pitching. So I didn't touch this game either. You guys have anything?
Except for that game where he almost hit for the cycle, right?
Yeah.
that, that was incredible. By the way, I don't want to backtrack too much, but do you remember when he was going for the cycle and I posted to live bet his home run, and then he hit one to the freaking wall, and the announcer was calling. He's like, and he did it. It's history. And all of a sudden, the guy's just like, I wanted to punch that guy right in the face. By the way, that's Wayne Randazzo, former Met play-by-play guy on the radio. I recognized his voice right away. I wanted to strangle the guy. I thought I wanted.
I knew he'd work a former Met into the show somehow.
Has to. He pulls out the former radio announcer.
Yeah.
It was plus 2,000. It was plus 2,000. I put an obnoxious amount of money on it, it was $50 for me. I don't bet $50 on things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was one of those things. This is destiny. He has a single, a double, a triple. He's gonna hit a home run his last at bat. Hits it to the freaking wall. I thought I cashed out big, but what are you gonna do?
Jabby Dabby says, any K ladders for today? We haven't gone through one yet. Nick has given a couple of batter under strikeout plays. It doesn't seem like a big strikeout ladder day to me, Nick. I don't know. There's a lot of bad pitchers today.
Two guys I'm looking at. I think I don't know if we skipped the games or if you're just going in a weird order.
I'm distracted. Where you want to go? Let's do it. Padres.
What's that?
2 games. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think deep down he wanted to do Grayson Rodriguez.
He did.
I mean,
we talked about it.
Deep down, but I can't after the last 2 starts.
Somebody asked about Varland. You want to go there next?
Yeah, I love Varland. The Padres, I think it was last year, didn't strike out, but they do strike out like the 11th most this year, which is not the greatest, but definitely not the worst.
It's the 11th.
Varland's thing is like his stuff is disgusting. He's just another one of those young guys who has to throw strikes. Like he gets guys 0-2 and then gets 3-2 and just wastes a ton of pitches. I think he had 8+ strikeouts in all of his minor league starts, and he's had 8 and 6 in his 2 big league starts. His line's only 4.5, so this would be a potential ladder since it starts so low. I think he can get 5 to 6 though against this Padres lineup.
Throws gas, right? I mean,
yeah, he does. He throws really hard.
If he starts to find that fastball command, yeah, he's gonna have. He could have multiple double-digit strikeout games this year, from my idiotic strikeout opinion. Yeah, he's got nasty stuff. Anything on this game?
What about Valdez?
What about him?
Valdez, love Valdez, but him and Otani's lines are always
crazy.
so high. It's like you're playing 12 strikeouts for like plus 300 or something stupid like that. So
is it that obnoxious?
I mean, it's not that crazy, but his is 7.5, I think. So
because I mean, I think last year he had his most strikeouts in versus opponent was the Angels. I think he had 12 or 13 against them or something like that.
He is. Oh wow! I might have to look at this now, Jerry. It's something crazy. It's only 5.5 even money now.
Holy shit!
Okay, you guys look at that. I'm gonna pivot here because we did. We have been talking about a JD's play, and it's almost the top of that hour here. So I'm gonna go through this while you guys figure that out. So this is. Oh wait, can I get his logo in here real quick? Dang. Oh, I can. Let's go. I'm freaking super speedy quick. Look at that. Coincidentally, it's all 3 guys that I'm also was kind of. I swear to God, this is from JD. They heard me talk to him on the phone. I can show you the text. But JD is gonna play a 3-leg parlay here. Vladimir Guerrero, Jake Bauers, Max Kepler. Wait, I'm on Max Kepler. I forgot to mention that. We should go back to that Twins game for sure. That is paying out at plus 19,000. So I'm also going to be on this. A little bit of a backstory. He asked me to make a dinger cheat sheet for his channel in the Discord. So it's kind of like his brain working with my stats and data. And other people always do better with my stuff than me. So I might put a sizable amount of money on this if I'm being completely honest. I think the odds obviously are better on Bet365. Don't give a shit. But yeah, that's what.
Clarify for the people. This is Jake Bowers, not Trevor Bauer.
I'm just saying Bowers.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's not Trevor. But yeah,
he's pitching in Japan. So
this is the JD ticket. If you're here waiting for that, I'm sorry. I didn't realize how long we've been talking. So I guess if this is the only reason you are here, you can go. I guess. But all right, you want me to talk about Kepler next? Or you guys got more strikeout stuff to talk about?
Valdez odds are ridiculous, dude.
What happened? Anybody?
They shouldn't. I don't think they should be 5.5.
I mean, just to take a dart on a guy like Valdez, who can definitely do it, 10 strikeouts plus 1,500. I don't care how well the Angels are playing. This is
here's his
top 5 in whiff rate last year.
He's had games of 9, 9, and 8 already this year. So,
and he
had his best game against the Angels last season.
And we've seen kind of buzzsaw offense, or we've seen high-powered offenses recently, kind of just run into buzz. Like who was Mariners Logan Gilbert, who's like, he's not as good as I don't think he's as good as Herman Valdez, but just completely shut down almost that one of the better offenses in baseball. So he had like 17 strikeouts through 2 innings or something crazy, which is like a record.
It's a league record.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, that's not a bad look. I'm playing Max Kepler. What am I playing? I'm playing his home run. He's been hitting the ball hard. We're almost out of time. I'll give you more numbers, but I'm not going to. I got him at plus 550 on Caesars this morning. He's plus 450 on FanDuel. Again, that's too big of a difference for me to care about the free bets, especially in a game that I don't know if it's going to be crazy for home runs, but we're just jumping all over game to game at this point. But that's Max Kepler plus 550 Caesars. I guess I don't hate the 450 on FanDuel, but why? Why do it? What game are we on?
Jesus Christ, you're overpaid.
Okay, games we haven't talked about: White Sox, Royals, Marlins, Diamondbacks, Rangers, Mariners, Nationals, Giants. Any preference? I don't think I have anything left that I want to talk about, so I'll turn over the floor.
I have to take a former Met today, right? It's obligatory, right?
I do think, yeah, that's like in the contract.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to take Wilmer Flores. This guy's just been creaming lefties this season.
I like it.
Creaming, I hate that word. Why did I say it? It's I have bad experiences, man. Wilmer Flores has been hitting lefties. Every time there's a lefty on the mound, I'm going to get the giggles. It's coming. He's been hitting home. He's been hitting for power. Stop with that stupid face. He's been hitting for power. I that's it. I'm done. Wilmer Flores. That's all I'm gonna say before I get the giggles.
Solid.
I was trying so hard not to laugh. We're out of time. We can't do this shit today. I have him written down. I really like Flores tonight too. I don't remember. I think I just ended up liking a couple other guys more. But that's a really good look. And if I was gonna pick one guy to go yard in that game, it would be Flores. I know a lot of people are on Conforto. A lot of people are on I don't know who else, but I haven't seen a lot of people talking about Wilmer Flores, so I'm glad you brought him up because I like that play as well. What's happening? We don't know. Don't ask. Kepler apparently is up to 520 on FanDuel, so that would be worth it. If we're talking about 550 down to 520, it's worth it to take the free bets to me. Nick, anything?
I got one in the Diamondbacks game.
Let's do it. I
haven't put it in yet. I'm going back and forth.
Jerry's
Brandon
get
Pfaadt.
the giggles for sure here. Go ahead. Sorry.
Second start. He had the most strikeouts in the minors in like 14 seasons. You'll like this. He throws what they call the slider of God, or the hand of God slider. That actually moves vertically, which I'm not exactly sure how that works, but he absolutely got blown up in Texas's first start, gets the Marlins here. You can get him like plus 114 for 5 strikeouts.
That was a good play.
Why'd you do that, man?
Because, dude, like you start laughing, and I can't stop myself from laughing. I had no idea what Nick just said, but I think he's talking about the fat ass guy. So I'm in.
Oh, he brought up the fat ass guy.
That's why I was like terrible. That's why I went away from you because I was like, this is Jerry's definitely gonna lose it here because I knew where he was going.
You gave him full screen. I started giggling.
This show, yeah, I'm with you. We got to wrap it up here. Rangers. I don't think I bet anybody in the Rangers. Adolis Garcia is probably. I mean, that guy. I don't know. He hits the ball hard. So that would be my look. Anything in that one?
I took Kalanick, just because it was lefty righty splits. He's been mashing lefties lately, even though
Former Met, right?
yeah, former Met. Yeah, you know what? That was a former Met. You know, I don't know if I can really give that out because I already gave out a former Met. Technically, he wasn't a former Met. Never made it to the major leagues with the Mets. So, but he's been hitting lefties hard. He's gonna be a guy who's just gonna hit lefties or righties. He's gonna be very unbiased. But his average is higher against lefties right now. It's a little bit of a small sample size, but I'll definitely take a shot on him.
If you are still here from the JD play, I'll throw it back up. He texted me and said he's gonna to sprinkle the round robin as well. So I'll throw that back up. That's Jake Bowers, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Max Kepler, 19-1 on DraftKings. If you're in one half of a state that has Bet365, the odds are probably like triple that, obviously. So we are taking this parlay. We are also round robining this by twos, obviously, because if you round robin by one, it is just straight bets. So anything else? I think we've covered it. The Nationals suck. We didn't talk about White Sox Royals. Somebody did ask about White Sox. So Gavin Sheets will be in the play. I know he just did it last night. He's been due, and with Eloy going to the IL, he's going to be getting more at bats. I didn't check the lineup, make sure he's playing. But the odds are probably still really good on Gavin Sheets, and he's been due for the whole year. And I've been trying to time it right with a good pitching matchup and him actually being in the lineup. But he should be in there pretty much every day until it was Eloy that went out, right? I think. So that would be my look. Also, I almost took Salvador Perez. JD we almost took him in that parlay too, and so that almost guarantees he's gonna hit home run tonight. So, but we didn't.
You're saying he's almost guaranteed? All right, I'm gonna put my mortgage on Vinny Pasquantino.
Yeah, don't hate it.
He's 100% going yard. Like this is gonna be the segment where I say this guy's 100% going yard because you think the other guy's going yard.
That's fine.
We're gonna clip this, by the way.
That's fine. I said I'm not taking it, so I don't think that really counts into the rules you're making up on the fly here. But
use the G word.
Any final thoughts? We gotta get the hell out of here. If you're here for NBA plays, sorry. I think the Tuesday, Thursday, 1 o'clock show does a lot of NBA. Tuesdays especially, I think this is going to be a heavy baseball show. We might get into a little bit of NBA tomorrow on the 5 o'clock. Sheets is homered in 2 straight. Let's make it 3. We like Phillies, Jays besides Vladdy. Yeah, we talked about Schwarber. We talked about Harper. We talked about Brandon Belt a little bit. Bo Bichette maybe worth a look as well. But going to the Phillies game, someone's got to hit a dinger for $1 dog night. Somebody will, for sure.
Just
JD, go ahead.
Go ahead. What?
Yep. Nope.
Quick little cross-sport parlay. I have Maxey and Michael Porter Jr. for 3 threes each, and Brian Reynolds to hit a home run. It was plus 1,700.
That's not bad. YouTube chat. Vladimir Dinger. I think I already answered that, but yes. Joseph's data. I don't know what you're talking about. Can we bring JD on the show tomorrow? Probably not. Somebody else says JD is not a real person. I am offering odds on that, whether or not JD is an AI or not. Could be. So if you want to put money down on that, who knows when it'll ever pay out. But he's an anomaly. Alonso home run, maybe. All right, I think that's it. I'm caught up on chat. Before we get more chats, I think let's just go ahead and get out of here. We're back tomorrow at 1 o'clock for propping up the NHL show. We're back for this show tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And then, yeah, anything else you want to say to the homies?
Go Trevor Bauer.
Bye.